Hello, boys and girls. I am glad to make this video for you. What we're going to be studying is very important for your second year. Okay. The first thing we're going to be talking about today, and probably the last thing, is slurs. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's it. Slurs. Slurs, boys and girls, is when we have two different notes. This note is higher than this note. And we put them into one bow stroke. That's what this means. This is a slur. This sign is a slur. So when we have two different notes and we slur them together, that means it's only one bow stroke. Two different fingers, and then one bow stroke. We can do that with, right now, we're going to be working on two notes together, that's this, or four notes together. Okay? So that's what we're talking about today, slurring. Very, very, Mr. Fowler, didn't we already talk about this? Didn't we already do this? Mr. Fowler, I think I know how to slur already. Boys and girls, Mr. Fowler has been playing for many, many years, especially the cello. And when I practice, I have to practice slurring. I have to practice slurring. Today I will show you step one, how to do two notes together and slur them together. And then step two, how to slur four together. And then step three, mixing as it comes. When we say as it comes, that means every note gets its own bow stroke. As it comes. As it comes. So that's how we normally play, as it comes. One note, one bow stroke, as it comes. Today we're going to be mixing as it comes with slurring. As it comes with slurring. That's step three. So let's look at this. I'm going to pick up my violin, and then I'll do it on cello too, because this is for violin and for cello, same technique. Remember, violins, when we pick up our violins from rest position, make sure when you put your violin on your shoulder that it's nice and level, not high, not low. So we put it on our shoulder, look, and it's nice and level. Make sure, guys, that you have your shoulder rest or your sponge on your violin. Some people, oh, Mr. Fowler, I don't need a sponge. My violin sounds fine. It sounds fine. But it's also, without that sponge and without your shoulder rest, it's showing you how not to hold your violin. That makes this very slippery. And it slips up and down. And it's not level, and it's hard to hold. So please make sure you have your shoulder rest or your sponge on your violin. Remember also that when you put it on your, I'm going to turn it this way. When you have your violin at 9 o'clock, right? The scroll is at 9 o'clock. Make sure that the thin part, here's the fat part, this is at the bottom, and the thin part, up here thin, this is fat, this is skinny. The skinny part is at the top when your violin is at 9 o'clock. All right, so it should look like this. Let me put it on real fast. At the top part, we have the skinny part. Sorry, cellos, you have to listen to this because you don't have any shoulder rest. So my violin is at 9 o'clock, right? My violin is at 9 o'clock, and here's the thin part, and here's the fat part down here. Okay. So it's in rest position. I put it up. I make sure it's level, like that, so I can hold it. This makes everything easier when you can hold your violin like this. Makes everything easier. Bow hand, remember, I'm going to put my thumb here. See this black thing here? Put my thumb right next to it. Pointy thumb, pointy. My second finger on the metal on the other side. First finger on its side. Third finger. Pinky's on the top. Okay, let's talk about slurring. Two together. Did you see that? I'll do it again. Look at my fingers. And then look at my bow. I'm going to do it this way. Watch. So I am two notes one bow stroke. Next two notes. One bow stroke. Next two notes. Next two notes. Does everyone understand what I'm talking about? Now 4. Let's do 4. 4 is pretty easy. It's all on one string. Watch. Count to 4. 1, 2, 3, up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Two strokes, two bow strokes, 8 notes. So that's step 2. Now step 3. As it comes, separate, separate, slur, separate, separate, slur. Do that on all your strings, with all your scales. Now I'm going to do D scale. D string and A string. Now the G string and the D string. So I want you to do that, those 3 things, those 3 techniques, 2 to bow, 4 to bow, then separate, separate, slur, separate, separate, slur. Try that on all strings. Please practice that, and every time you start practicing your instrument, just practice those 3 things in slurring. Pretty soon you're going to be doing 8, maybe 16. All right, let me go to the cello real fast. Violin, put it down. Now for the cello, very quickly, let me go get it. Come here, Charlie. You're over here. I see you, Charlie. Charlie, you thought I forgot about you? I didn't forget about you, Charlie. I didn't forget you. Here we are. I hope you can see Charlie. Okay, Charlie, here's your in pin, out. Victor, violin, just stay right there, okay? Stay right there, Victor. Okay, guys. Cello, same thing. Cello bow is a little bit different. Cellos, you hold the bow a little bit differently than the violins because your pinky is not on top. Your pinky is down on the side, and that changes everything. Just remember, cellos, remember this? Cello bow. But not this. Remember, this is really bad. So we're always leaning towards the tip. We're always leaning towards the tip. Okay. All right, slurring. 2 notes. That's 2. Now for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Now for as it comes. When we say as it comes, we mean 1 bow stroke, 1 note. As it comes. As it comes for 2 notes, then slur the next 2. That's 4 notes. Watch. Other strings. Those 2 strings. Next 2 strings. Do you understand what I'm talking about, boys and girls? So those are the 3 steps. Why? Because then you can play something like... That's why I'm using slurs and as it comes together. So, boys and girls, practice slurring. All right, see you guys later.